TikTok and I have a bit of a love-hate relationship when it comes to book recommendation. On one hand, I've discovered some of my absolute favorite reads on there. On the other hand, let's just say a few of them were not so great. So I decided to put TikTok's most viral romance book to the test. In the next 24 hours, I will be diving into a mix of romance to see if they are really worth the hype. Will they become new favorites, or will TikTok let me down again? So grab a drink, get cozy, and let's find out. Okay guys, I've been reading for just over an hour now, and I am now on chapter 5, The Love Hypothesis. I can't say that word. The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood, and I just want to have a coffee break. Yeah, 11 minutes past 8 now. I'm just gonna have my coffee because I need the energy. I've been off for 2 hours, guys. But I went into this book blind. I know that it's STEM kind of environment. I know that obviously based on the cover and the title. I thought there might be colors. I didn't know what the trope of this book is, and when it started I just had a bit of a flashback to the Spanish Love Deception, and I was like, oh my god, I hope it's not like that because that was awful. I'm literally haunted by that book. Anyway, so this book is a workplace student, I guess student professor relationship, fake dating. So this book follows Olive and Adam. Olive is a grad student. I think she's her first year of her PhD, and Adam is a professor with tenure at the same university in Stanford. Olive is Canadian, so she's here on a student visa. That has anything to do with this book. I just wanted to mention that. Olive's best friend Anu basically fancies a guy that Olive went on a date with, but because of girl code, she doesn't want to pursue like the relationship. But Anu and this guy Jeremy are actually, they have a better connection, so Olive wants them to be together just to get Anu to move on from the girl code. It's like, I've moved on, I'm dating someone now, so now you have the freedom to go date Jeremy basically. And out of sheer panic, the only person she could think about, or not even think about, the only person that was in the same area is Adam. And Adam is the superstar, the rock star of the university. He's moody, he doesn't smile, he's very serious, everyone's scared of him, so he doesn't have the best reputation anyway. So obviously they are now fake dating and everyone can't believe it. So obviously Anna told Jeremy, and then next thing you know, the entire university knows about that relationship. They have to kind of like fake it to make it, that kind of thing. So that's kind of the plot of this book, which I didn't know that was it. I actually thought in my mind, because looking at this, like, it was a workplace romance, but I think that maybe the enemies to lovers, they're both competing for like a research ground or something like that. I thought I was going to be like more of that. I'm happy it isn't, because even though there's a professor in her department, it's not her, what's the word, is it mentor, advisors. So now they are fake dating, decided fake dating, because now it turns out that Adam actually needs her as well. So the way she needs him to carry on this fake dating so her best friend can date this guy, he also needs her because everyone in the university, because he's such a superstar, they think he's going to leave, so they've kind of held his funding. So to let the university know that he's staying put, he has to show them that he's planted roots. So having a girlfriend makes him look like he's not going anywhere. I am really enjoying it. This is my third book by Ali Hazelwood. I read Bride, and I also read Cruel Winter with Me, which is like a Christmas novella, and both of those books I really enjoyed it. I think now I kind of know Ali Hazelwood's writing style. I like the way she writes her FMCs. For example, Bride, the reason why Bride got a 3.5 star from me was because of the main character. They're really smart, they're really funny, very witty, the smart asses, that they're just really, I like that, and I get it. To be fair, Ali Hazelwood is quite a popular author. She's like a lot of people's auto-buy authors as well. I have heard that people say that her books are kind of like the same books. She has a template of how she writes her books, and every single book follows the same template. So she has a formula, so she has a writing formula that people have kind of figured out. So I think because I'm new to her, I literally don't know the formula yet, and if I want to sit here and binge this entire book over the next 2 hours, I'm not gonna move from my sofa until I finish this book basically. Timer back on, let's go. Oh my god, I've just got to a part now where like they're trying to kiss, and literally they've been trying to kiss for the past 3 pages. Like, just kiss already. Should we kiss? No. Do you want to? Oh my god, get on with it. Like, get on with the kiss already. It's actually getting on my nerves. 3 pages to describe the anticipation of a kiss. It's too much. Oh my god, guys, this just got juicier. The twist. Oh my god, I just read the Tom. I'm trying to do it without spoilers, but if you've read this book, I just got to the part where Tom showed his true colors. Are you kidding me? Oh my god, the twists. This is just flipped around. This book just got juicy in a very weird way. Oh no, I feel bad for Olive. Like, oh my god, I did not see that coming. Tom is a snake. He's evil. My heart just increased. Like, literally, the excitement level of this book just went up because, oh, ew, Tom is so oily. Anyway, oh no. So I'm literally now on page 230. Like, it's so cliche for this to happen. Like, oh, I just called her mediocre. Poor Ollie. Poor Olive. I keep calling her Ollie. I can't wait to see how this turns out. Oh no. Oh my god. Oh, I feel bad for her. Did she might cry? I feel so bad for her. In a way, like, I just, oh, it's why do men have to just be dicks? Because I love Adam. Like, you can tell that he really likes her and is like obsessed with her. I love him, and I feel like the next couple of chapters I'm about to read, I'm actually gonna fall in love with Adam a bit more. I just feel like I can feel it coming. Like, oh my god. And Odin, Adam's best friend, he could tell he's a good judge of character. You could tell that Tom was a sleazeball. Oh my god, this is making me feel, I just feel cringe. Oh my god, my anxiety level's gone up. Okay, let me carry on. Guys, I've just finished reading The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood, and wow, I love this. I loved every minute of this. I've only read 3 books. I was going to say this is my favorite book by Ali Hazelwood so far, but yeah, it is, because it is. It's a 4.5-star read. I thoroughly enjoyed this book, and I get why it's popular. This book is worth the hype. I feel like it was just a joy to read. It's a fun read. You get a nice giggly feeling. Like, it's just really nice. I thought I wouldn't like it because of the whole like STEM aspect of it. Like, I might think it might be too serious, like too serious or too technical or whatever, but it wasn't. It was so much fun. I love Adam. I love Olive. Oh my god, this book, like, it did fake dating really well. Got to the part in the middle where you have the all like miscommunication, like they both like each other but they can't say how they feel about each other. But I feel like that part of it, which sometimes I'm not really a big fan of, wasn't really as cringe as I thought it would be. And the secondary character, like Olive's friends, are so adorable. I love them. Malcolm and Odin. Oh my god, I love them. I love them as a couple. They are so funny. God, I hope they get a book, or like I see them again. It's quite nice. And you guys saw the way I panicked when the old conflict in the middle with Tom, and I was right. Adam proved to me why I loved him. I just love how everything panned out. Yeah, it's such a joy to read. I know I'm very late to the hype of this. I'm very late to the excitement of this, but I really enjoyed this book. I'm gonna say something a lot in this entire video. But reading is fun. You should. Well, anyway, not sure. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but what I do when I go into these books, I go in because I want to have a good time. I just want to read something that will make me feel good, and this book gave me the feels. I wasn't judging the writing. You can't get a badly written book that still gives me a good feeling, and I'm just going to go along with it. Again, reading and book taste, everything is subjective to your taste, what you like, what you're feeling, even your mood. You can read a good book on a bad day and rate it a 2-star. Read that book again on a good day and it's a 5-star read. That's kind of how I tackle books and what I think about books. And yeah, so we've just finished book 1, and this was a 4.5-star read, so I definitely think this book is worth the hype. Even if you go onto Goodreads and type in TikTok popular books, this book is like top 5. So we're done with book 1, and right now we have 19 hours and 16 minutes. So we still have a long way. I want to try and get 15 hours today. That's what I want to do, because I'm gonna stay up to like 1 a.m. today. I want to try and get as many hours as I can get today, because tomorrow is a travel day for me. It's a 3-hour train journey, so I'm going to get a lot of reading done then. But once I get home, I probably wouldn't. So I want to try and get as much of my hours done today. We're going to switch gears a little bit and go for a dark romance, guys. We're going dark romance. The Mindfuck series by S.T. Abbey. We're going to read the entire series. So there's 4 books in this series, and they're all like tiny little novellas. I think each book in the series is about 100 pages. So the entire series is basically between 400 and 500 pages, so you can read it all as one. I don't really know a lot about this book. I know everyone on BookTok loves this. Everyone raves about this. So we have a serial killer that's basically on a path to revenge, and a boyfriend is the FBI agent that is trying to catch her. He has no idea that she is the serial killer looking for. Like, oh my, I've said it before, I'll say it again. You guys know how much I love a badass FMC, and I feel like I'm gonna get this hit. I just cannot wait to read this. So let's go. Oh my god, this is graphic. She just cut off his So I've been reading now for just over 1 hour. I just finished the first book, but I'm just gonna call it parts. There's 5 parts. I just finished the first part. Oh my god, the ending, the little cliffhanger. Oh my god, wow, this book is awesome. Like, it's a dark romance in the sense that it's quite gruesome. Okay, let me give you a little backstory. This book follows Lana and Logan. Logan is an FBI agent and Lana is technically a serial killer. Something happened to her 10 years ago, which I can guess what's happened to her. Like, okay, if you're gonna read this book, please check the trigger warnings, because I feel like I don't know what happened to her. They haven't reviewed like the actual what happened to her, but I can get the hint and it sounds awful. Like, and now she's taking revenge on the people that did that to her. That's kind of what she's doing. Logan is looking for her. Basically, she's one of his cases, but they met by chance. Like, they're falling for each other really fast. Like, I really like this book. I'm really enjoying it. You will like this book if you love Criminal Minds and revenge. It's like an hybrid of both. Like, her part is the revenge and his part is like the Criminal Minds. She is like a profiler as well. So Logan is an FBI agent, but is a profiler. And then I found that apparently the name St. Abby is actually a pen name. It's a pen name for Stabby. According to the BookTok world, the author's name is actually Stabby. Yeah, so far so good. It's quite refreshing to get a bit of a change. I'm happy that I did a mixed sub-genres. I think when you're doing a 24-hour reading challenge, you have to keep yourself stimulated because you have such a little time to read and you want to try and get as much reading done. You don't want to kind of like bring the mood down. So I'm happy that I'm just switching like sub-genres, and I think this is going to make my reading challenge be more effective and stuff. So yeah, so I'm going to continue reading now because it's... Guys, this book is sick. Oh my god, it's so good. Oh my god, I love action. The action is just making the romance even better. Guys, this is sick. So I am now on part 3 and Lena just did some badass shit. In my head, I'm just seeing screens of like Angelina Jolie, like fighting, like action. Oh my god. I feel like with this book, you need to read it without any spoilers, because feeling I'm feeling right now, I want you guys to experience it as well. And I feel like if I tell you what's happening, if I give you any spoilers, you won't get this feeling. And I feel like I don't want to steal this feeling from you guys. You need to feel this. But one thing I would say is that I think I told you guys earlier that one of Logan's like colleagues is questioning identity and stuff. That was where part 1 ended, and now I'm part 3. And even though like Logan is investigating her crime, like he has other cases, so there's multiple cases happening at the same time. So that's the serial killer is targeting him personally, and now because of his living with his girlfriend, this serial killer is basically like is targeting her as well, so they have to keep her safe. And there's just been a scene where Leah just did some kick-ass shit. The thing that makes this book so good is that there's multiple things happen. There's a main plot, which is the main plot, but there's other little tiny plot that's just enhancing the story a lot more. Guys, this book it's becoming a 5-star read. Like, oh my god, the suspense. I don't know if I'm using the right word. Is it action, suspense? Like, it's just, oh, the storylines that are going on, thinking like, oh, probably I'm gonna get over this because it's like 5 books. I'm in book 3. I'm probably gonna get over this like if they don't tell us, because they're not giving us exactly what happened to her. We don't know it yet. But even though like I really want to know what's happened, I want to get the full story. The other things that are happening along the way is keeping me satisfied enough that I'm not thirsty for that. This is sick. What? Are you kidding me? I'm devouring this book. Right now it's 5:20 and I am going to stay up late tonight. I really wanted to do like a 24-hour straight challenge. I'll probably do that one day, but not today. I just feel like I'm really tired. I've been up since 5 a.m. I've been up for 12 hours. But I need sleep because I feel like if I don't sleep, I think I'll just be staring at pages. Nothing's going to be going in. I need sleep, even if it's like a little power few naps, and then I'll continue reading. I'm just on page 169 and there's 451 pages. So I still have a long way. I'm not even like 50% into the entire series. Yeah, I'm still going, but guys, this book. Like I took a little break before to like just like do some editing because I was like, oh, but I just, you know, when you're reading a book that's so good, like you just can't stop thinking about the book. Like it's just like I can't do anything else. Like, oh my god, I just hope this doesn't become a letdown. I think Lena as an ally, but I don't know. This is Logan's colleague. I'm not sure. Like she might be an ally, but I don't know. Why am I rooting for the bad guy? The thing is, even though like Lena is a bad guy technically, I'm rooting for her because she's like, I feel like she's justified. She's poetic justice here. Am I a psychopath that I'm rooting for the bad guy? Oh my god, this is insane. Guys, if you're reading this book, please check the trigger warnings because I just got to a part now. We've just got like a little snapshot shot of what happened to her. I can't undo things like this, like trigger warnings. I can undo it, but yeah, just check trigger warnings when you read this because this author is a great author. Because if we knew the detail, because I feel like we're gonna get more. We're getting tiny bit of details. She's not overwhelming us with so much because it is a lot to take in. And if she gave us this full detail at the start of the book, like we knew what it was, and then if like it was like we saw what happened that night, and then we kind of see her doing the revenge. I guess because now we're falling for her, we know what she's done. We like her. Well, I like her. We can see like what she's trying to do. So when we then know a little glimpse of what she's gone through, it hits you because you just feel like you've connected with her. Oh my god. The way she gets her revenge kind of wipes out the trigger, I guess. But this is so funny. The way she's getting her revenge, like it's dark, like it's quite graphic what's happened, like some horrible things happen. But at the same time, I just read the most horrific page, I just showed you guys, and I just flipped to another page and I'm cracking up, I'm laughing. God, this is so good. I don't know why I'm laughing. This is hilarious. I need to read more. I need to make dinner. I'm starving. I just want to get halfway. I'm actually past halfway now. I'm on 230 pages. Okay guys, I am now in bed as you can see because it is 11:30 right now and we still have 11.5 hours left on the clock. And I just finished reading the Mindfck series by S.T. Abby or Stabby. Oh my god. I don't know how I'm going to recover from this book. This was a 5-star read. I'm just going to say that it was a 5-star read because what I'm feeling right now, a book that brings this much emotion out of me is a 5-star read. Even though it's like I read 5 books. Each book was like less than 200 pages. So I just feel like I read one book. But I just feel like this book is not a great book for a 24-hour reading challenge. Especially a 24-hour reading challenge where you have a set TBR, because I don't think I'm going to be able to recover from this book, guys. Ultimately, this book does have an happy ending, which is why I love dark romances. Like, I haven't read a dark romance in such a long time that I forgot how I always need a couple of days to recover. Also, I need to like reread something light and fluffy after to kind of get my mind back into like, okay, the world is not this bad, like kind of a thing. But this book, it makes you question your morals because the title the Mindfck series, that title is very, very appropriate for this book because it fucks up your mind. Ideally, like, we know right, but what do you do when the wrong has happened to you and you go to the authorities to help you, and the authorities are the ones that like, they basically corrupt and ruin your life? The event that happened to Lorna Myers and her entire family is mind-boggling to me. Like, they are disgusting people in this world, and it's just like I cannot get my mind around the things I just read. If you're in a TBR, I think everyone should read this book, but please check the trigger warning. If you're easily like, just please check the trigger warning because this book is not for the weak. It's very, very descriptive, it's very graphic. Ultimately, you are following a serial killer and an FBI agent, so you can take that as you will, but the story is a lot much bigger because there is romance of it as the main part, but there's still mystery. There's like, even though the FMC is the main serial killer for this role, there's still other serial killers that are also being investigated, kind of connected in a way or something. Oh my god, I don't know how I'm going to go from this book, and the fact that I have 24-hour reading challenge, I need to move on. I told you guys I was going to stay up till midnight, which is 30 minutes away. So I wanted to read. I really wanted to start another book tonight. I don't know, but the way I need some time to recover from this book. So I need something light and fluffy next. The book I was going to read next was Binding 13 by Chloe Walsh, but there's no way I'm reading that book because that book is meant to be like very, very like emotional. I cannot deal with this and then go deal with like a tearjerker. I need something light and fluffy. So I don't know, but I think right now I'm not going to start a new book. I'm actually going to go to bed because I feel like I need time, and I'm hoping tomorrow I might feel better. I would definitely recommend this book. I think you should read this book. It is a 5-star read. This book is like, wow. Lena Myers, I am on her side. Like, I support what she did entirely, and I wish she did more. I wish she did more. And I'm thinking, that was too quick. For what that person did to you, that was too quick. They should have been tortured more. Like, who am I? Oh my god. I really want to like start all over and read this book again. But I don't think I can handle it emotionally too soon. Basically, her dad was accused of a crime that he didn't commit, and then everything just spiraled from there and stuff. So now she's kind of avenging everyone that did a family wrong, did her wrong, and the town basically. But this entire thing, there's a bigger plot here, because the officer dad was wrongly accused for a crime, and that's kind of what started this domino effect. So there is this massive mystery of who the actual real person, who actually committed that crime, who did it. So there was that element, and I literally had from the start of the book, I kind of thought this person did it, and I was so certain that person did it. And it got to like, I think book 4. Towards the end of the book, I was thinking like, no, there's no way, that's too easy. Like, I can smell it from my way, there's no way. But who actually did it, that plot twist at the end was so, I was shocked, but it makes sense. Like, after watching a lot of Criminal Minds, I follow quite a lot of content creators that really exclusively read dark romance, like back to back to back to back. How? I can't finish reading this book and then go read something like another fucked up book. I'm sorry, I need a little like palette cleanser between my dark romance. I think this is the only dark romance I've read this year, if I think about it, because if I think about the books I thought were dark romance, this book is like whatever. Like, I did read The Girl of Malice, which was quite dark, but nothing, this is darker. Yeah, but I am happy there was a happy ending. I kind of knew how it was going to end. I just knew the happy ending. I knew that was going to happen, but I am happy it did, and I'm happy they got a happy ending. I feel like, and this is definitely worth the hype. I am intrigued. I feel like maybe I should start taking off some of the dark romance and recommend it, like BookTok viral ones. Yeah guys, mindfck A1 5-star. St. Abby or Stabby girl. Lena is just, can I say serial killer is cute? I just felt for her. Like, she didn't choose to do what she did. I don't think I am defending her because I'm on her side. Like, she didn't choose the life chose her. Like, she was forced to do this. Guys, good morning. Yeah, I feel better. I'm still thinking about mindfck, guys. I woke up this morning, but it's not as bad as I was last night. I was like, I couldn't move on. But today I started reading A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. I am very, very late to the program, but I'm getting into my Sarah J. Maas bag lately. So obviously there's no way I'm going to do a TikTok viral reading vlog without reading the most viral romantasy book. I'm just 3 chapters in. I read it for about 30 minutes, so I've still got 11 hours on the clock. Heading out for my train. It's now like 8:30. My train is at 10 o'clock, sorry. So I need to like leave like in 30 minutes or so. But I wanted to give you guys my update, like give you a little bit of an update about on our reading, and I'm thinking we can get quite a bit of this done on the train. So I am now at my mom's. I I've done some last minute Christmas shopping and I'm back home now, so I have some time to read. At the moment it's 4:30 in the evening and we still have about 8.5 hours left on the clock. I am going to try and knock this book out. I'm about halfway point into the book now. I don't know. I think I'm struggling a little bit with this book because I feel like nothing is happening in this book. Like absolutely not. Book is just a lot of waffling. I feel like. I think because I had such high expectation for this book, or maybe because the last book I read was a lot was happening. This is why this feels a bit, I don't want to say boring, but at the moment I'm actually finding it quite uninteresting. This book follows Faye and she's the main character here. Her family was like, they lost all their money, so now they're like really poor, living like a tiny little cottage, and she has 2 sisters and she's basically thinking of her family. Her dad is disabled, but it doesn't seem like, I think he's given up on life, so she's basically taking care of her entire family because of the promise she made to her mom on her deathbed. But everything I'm telling you now is actually the back of the book, so there's no spoilers here. So she's a hunter. She just goes around and hunts like animals for her family, so they eat there, or she sells the skin in the market to raise some money for them. So I don't know if it wasn't an accident. She didn't accidentally kill a wolf. She actually just saw a wolf and she thought about how much money she would get for the wolf's skin, so she killed a wolf and sold the skin. Then the wolf's friend, because I think they're like shapeshifters. Okay, and then in this world, in this universe, there is the human side and then there's the fae side. Faes are like, I guess, fairies, or from this it sounds like they're werewolves and shifters. Anyway, they're fairies, I guess. They don't interact, so there's like the fays are feared, they're meant to be the enemy and things like that. So the wolf she killed, I think, is a fae or whatever. So apparently I think it's against the law for you to kill a fae or something. It's like breaking their treaty. So as penance she has to go and live in the fae side as a prisoner for eternity. So that's kind of what the book is about. So now she's moved to this fae house and she's in this castle. So and the guy that is captured her, has kept her captive loosely. His name is Tamsin, which I've heard him name a lot on TikTok, and I can't remember. I think there's like people are not a fan of him. I'm not sure. I can't remember, but I just feel like I've heard that name before. So, but I think this is her love interest. From what I gather from this, I think Tamsin might be her love interest. Anyway, so now she's in the fae. She's in the fae universe, but then after that, I'm just like, okay, so what's happening now? Like, it's just her waffling. There's 45 chapters. I'm on chapter 21, which means I'm halfway in the book right now, and I don't know where this book is headed. Because this book is so popular and everyone raves about this series, I'm thinking maybe it might pick up, because right now it's very slow. And from the back of this book, it seems like there's something happening in the Fae land, and she's trying to kind of like, it says here, I'm just waiting for it to pick up. I'm waiting for something to happen, because at the moment nothing is happening. I'm just like, it's just basically just her hanging out with Tamsin in this castle, painting, going on hunting trips, and I don't know. I just feel like, again, I don't know. I'm very shocked that this book is, I don't want to use the word boring, but I feel like it might be boring, but because it's so popular and the last 2 books I've read for this video have been so good, so I'm just gonna stick with it up at the end, because if it continues like this, I don't think I'm gonna continue the series. I guess acotar, I'm not an acotar girl. When I was reading Throne of Glass, you guys saw that I was into that book so much. Throne of Glass was like my jam, and I cannot wait to read more of that series. But this one, do you know what I was expecting? Like, I don't know what I was expecting. I was expecting more. It's just blah, 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 blah. Enemies to lovers, but it's the most boring enemies to lovers. There's actually no, like, they're not even fighting. I want to finish this because I want to move on to my next book now. Because this book is so boring, it's taking me a lot longer to read it. So, I don't know. Let's see. Let's see if this picks up. Okay guys, it's definitely picked up now. The book is picked up a lot more. I am now on chapter 34 and the plot is in, really. I just feel like the other chapters, by like chapter 5 to chapter 10, was like, they felt like filler chapters to me, so I didn't really like, you know, get into it. But now the story is like, I literally have the plot. I know why. I found that what's going on with the curse, everything like that, so that makes sense, and the action's picked up now, so it's quite nice. Okay, I was a bit fearful. I was a bit like a little bit down before, thinking, oh my god, why do people like this book so much? It's just literally a lot of waffling. There's nothing happening. But I guess I just had to, like, I'm so happy I kept with it because it is paying off. So yeah, things have picked up a lot more now. I'm really happy. But like I'm on page 300 and that's when it's picked up. So like I think chapter 1 to chapter 5 was quite nice because that was when she was still in the mainland with her family and hunting and stuff like that with her sisters and stuff. That was fine. And then when she was kidnapped and taken to the fairyland, to the fairyland, she wasn't really doing anything. There was a little bit like weird, even the flirting that she was having with Tamsin, it wasn't like, it was a bit blah, and then I think it picked up a little bit and then it went blah again. But now right, I just finished reading A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J Maas. I literally just finished it and I still have about 5 hours and 45 minutes left on the clock and it's 9:30. I'm just probably gonna stay up late to read tonight, but I wanted to come on here and give you guys my rating before I pick up our 4th book of the challenge. The first 4 chapters of this book I liked it. Then the middle part of this book, I told you guys, it was a bit too slow for me and I was like, nothing was happening. It was just very like slow, even though I felt that Farah and Tamsin were, I guess, a love connection. I just didn't feel like a romance just came out of nowhere. And then the actual plot of the book came on when the action bit started and with the trial to win Tamsin back. But now that I'm thinking about this book, I feel like Farah is basically carrying this relationship. I do not like this. I feel like the romance between Tamsin and Farah was like kind of forced upon us because we're trying to make it happen. It's like trying to make fetch happen, was giving a forced relationship because it needed a little bit of a spoiler here. I think it needed her to break the spell, and I feel like, I don't know, maybe convince himself so that he loved her because he wanted to break the spell. I don't know. So like she really killed for him. She fought really hard for him during those challenges and he literally gave her nothing. Like I know he was trying to protect her, whatever. I just feel like, girl, you're putting too much effort in this relationship when you guys barely actually had a connection. Like I swear to God, I was just like, I feel like she had more of a connection with Reason, the other guy. I feel like she has more of a connection with it. They have a nice like flirty banter going on. But I feel like I'd rather her be with Reason. That's it. Reason. I want her to be with him over Tamsin. I don't know. I just feel like they have a better connection. I believe them two more as a couple. And I have more of a connection, even though like, you know, it was like, it's like the evil guy, but he literally protected her the entire challenge. Like if it wasn't for him, she would have died a lot sooner. Like, and the way it ended, I feel like maybe they might actually be a couple now that she has to like spend more time with him. Maybe she has to spend 1 week a month with him for the rest of her life. And I just feel like Tamsin was just sat there. He was such a pussy. Like literally, he just made this human. Basically, she has no power. She can't even fucking read. And she fought so hard for your love. And you are like this big, macho, fairy man, this powerful man. And you just did nothing. Just stood there with a cold face. Like, giving her nothing. I'm not buying it. And if Tamsin is Farah's endgame, I don't know if I'm gonna like this book. I hope to God is not her endgame. Because if Tamsin is her endgame, that would just be awful. And also, obviously, I told you guys at the start that this was given to Cinderella because this is her main. Because she has 2 sisters, Nessa and Elaine. And Elaine is like the, you know, nice, sweet, and her sister Nessa is kind of like the mean one, like quite cold and standoffish. But now we've got to see another side of her. Now she has more of a role in the series. Yeah. So at the end of the day, I did enjoy this book, but just get past that slow part. And then like it picks up really well, and now I just can't wait to see how this series continues and if the story goes the way I want it to go. Like if it just like keeps us this momentum that we have right now, with like now that all the Fae guys are like free to have their powers back, I would love to see how all 7 of those Fae guys interact going forward. So I'm really excited to see where the series takes me. And I know that the series is not complete. Right now there's 4 books, there's 3 main books, and I think there's 1 novella or 2 novellas or something, and there's a new book that Sarah J Maas is currently writing. I don't think this book individually is a viral book. The entire series is literally viral. It's like it was a viral book series on TikTok. I can say that with my chest. If it's all based on this book, I think the entire series is the main attraction. No, I hope she doesn't end up with that fucking Tamsin guy. I don't know, there's something off about him. Like I just feel like a guy that's just comfortable just sitting there looking cold when your mortal love of your life is basically dying. Like she's literally dying on the line. Like she's literally fighting really hard for this love, and he just sat there like, I don't trust him. I just feel like it's a bit weird, but I don't know, this is just me, my impression. Maybe now that they're both is God's power, they're free, maybe now, you know, they can actually have the romance. If I'm judging by just this book alone, not the entire series, because I've obviously not read the entire series, is this book worth the hype? This book is worth the hype because it's left me wanting more. So I guess in a way it's worth the hype. This is not a 5-star read for me. This book is a 3.75, maybe 4-star. I need to sleep on it to think about the rating, but it's going to be between 3.75 or 4-star read for me for this book. And this is marketed as a YA romantasy. 12-year-olds should not be reading this book. I'm sorry, no way. This is adults. We have like just under 6 hours left of reading, and it's 9 o'clock. So 2 a.m. fuck that, no, I'm not gonna do it. I'm probably gonna stay up to like maybe midnight, 1 o'clock. I don't know, let's see how I feel. Now we're gonna move on to book number 4, God of Wrath by Raina Kent. Okay guys, so I'm like 21% into the book now. I'm getting a bit tired and sleepy, but I'm gonna go downstairs and make myself a coffee at 11 p.m. and then I'll continue reading. But so far this is better than God of Malice. I am obsessed with Jeremy, but this is it's quite fast paced. I'm like reading through it really quickly, and now I'm just excited to find out how it plays out between Jeremy and Cecily. Hi guys, oh my god, it's so late now. I had to move from my bed to sit on the floor because I was so comfortable. Reading in bed, I was falling asleep, so I had to like sit up here so that I won't fall asleep again. I'm almost done actually with God of Wrath on chapter 40. I've got like 10% of the book left to read, but time-wise, got 7 minutes left. 2:30 in the morning, so I'm gonna finish the book actually because I only have 7 minutes left, but I can finish it. Probably like finish it and I'll give you guys my review about it tomorrow. Hi guys, so actually like almost midday the next day, so I wanted to come on here and give you guys my review of God of Wrath, which I finished very early this morning. I think I finished it around like maybe 2:30 this morning. I rated God of Wrath 4 stars because I remember I rated God of Malice 3.5 star because I really enjoyed it more than the King of Malice. I love Jeremy, I love the banter. Again, I feel like the mood you're in basically determines how you feel about a book. And when I read God of Malice, I was in a good mood because seeing a glimpse of the 2 characters from the God of Malice in God of Wrath, I was like, oh, maybe I want to read their story because they just kind of keep together. Anyway, let's talk about God of Wrath, which is the one I read. This is the 3rd book in the Legacy of the Gods series. This is my 2nd book by Raina Kent. So this book is like a spin-off, different series actually, because the parents of all the characters in this God of Legacy series, their parents have their own individual books as well, so it's kind of like the offsprings of this couples from this popular series which I haven't read. So the series is about a group of friends, so it's like basically it's set in the UK. I think it's set in Brighton, I want to say, and there's 2 universities in this town they're in. There's an American university and the English university, and they are like rivals. And the American law, most of them are in the American mafia, like different mafia groups, so like the Russian mafia. And I think the UK, I don't think they're mafia, but I think they do dabble like some kind of criminal activities as well. So that's kind of the plot of this book. So they don't like each other. So a lot of these couples and this like the relationship in this series is enemies to lovers, because this book, Jeremy, is American, so he's like the leader of, actually not the university, so there's this university, but they have like secret society. I said they have secret society, so I think American society secret society is called the Edens. Anyway, Jeremy is the captain or the leader of the Eden, and Cecilia, part of the British crew, I guess. In the 1st book in the series, God of Malice, they had a little bit of a conflict towards the end. Like she just stood up to him in a way. So she was on his radar, and then she showed up at the initiation ceremony of his secret society, and they kind of knew she was there, but she was there to spy for one of her friends. Not even her friends, some guy that she really fancied, that she's obsessed with and stuff. But she caught the eye of Jeremy, and they just started like this weird like cat and mouse kind of relationship, will I say. These books are classed as dark romance, so I do think you should, I know I'm doing that actually, they are dark romance, because I definitely think you should read the trigger warnings, because a lot of the topics or like things that's touched on in this book are like you know, non-consent, consensual rape, things like that. So definitely do check the trigger warnings. I suggest check the trigger warnings for any of, I think most of Rena Kent's book anyway. Check the trigger warning. But I really enjoyed it. It was such a joy to read. I read it quicker than I thought. I think I read it in like 5 hours for most of it. I think half of the time, because I left my time on. I think I fell asleep for like an hour or two was by the time I was on, and I woke up and I continued reading. So I read it like, I guess 5 hours. Will I continue with the God of Legacy series? I think I will, but again, it wouldn't be like something I'm dying to read. It would just be like something I would just like pick up every now and then. Do I think it's worth the hype? I think for me, this series is so hyped. I don't think, like, I've read dark romance books. Like, even though I haven't read a lot this year, but I've read quite a lot of dark romance books, which I feel like a lot like darker. I don't know, like after reading mindfck, the mindfck series before this, I'm like, yeah, that is the dark romance. This is dark as well. I guess sexually is dark, like more of a, actually it's quite dark because Jeremy did unalive a few people for Cecilia, so I guess it is dark romance. So, but I don't think it's worth the hype. I feel like people bang on about the Legacy of the Gods series, about it. People are obsessed with it, like, oh my god, I love them, oh my god, they're amazing. Like, don't get me wrong, it was a nice read, but I don't think it was worth that much of a hype. I've read 2 books out of the 5 books that are out so far, and for me they're like basically average. I think it's like a 4-star series at best for me. So I think there are better dark romance book or mafia romance books out there that deserve more hype than the Legacy of the God series, in my opinion anyway. So I don't think it's worth the hype. But yeah, so that is those are my thoughts on the God of Wrath. I don't know if this is going to make me want to read more of Rita Ken's book. I don't know. When I was reading this, even though I really enjoyed chemistry between Jeremy and Cecilia, some of the things that, because it was from both their POVs and stuff, some of the things that Jeremy was saying when it was his POV, it was kind of like, I don't want to say this, I'm going to say it's giving like pretend bad guy. Like, I know it's like the leader of this, like the heir to this like Russian mafia in New York and stuff like that, but like I was like, it was like a play acting a gangster. I don't know, there was just not, I don't know if I feared him. I don't know, I'm just like desensitized, I don't know. Anyway, so those are my thoughts on God of Wrath. Yeah, and that was the last book. I'm going to, obviously my 24 hours is now over now, so it will be the end of the vlog. So let's do a recap of the books we read. So we started off with The Love Appetizer, which was like ages ago now, by Ali Ezewood. This was a 4.5-star read for me. Definitely worth the hype. I thoroughly enjoyed this book, and I really want to read more Ali Ezewood books. I just like her writing. And then after that we read the mindfck series by St. Abby or Stabby. Guys, I can't stop thinking about this book, guys. I have not recovered. I am still thinking, this book is still in the back of my mind. I'm still thinking about this book. I'm in this weird rabbit hole now when I'm trying to find similar books like this. I need to read more. It's just so good. It's a 6-star read. I had to change my rating from 5-star to 6-star. This book is sensational, and I'm definitely going to reread it like next week. I think I'm going to reread it again this week. I feel like if I reread it again, maybe it will help me get over it a little bit, because I can't stop thinking about that book. So that was a 6-star series for me. Technically, we're counting it as one book, but it's 5 books in the series. I don't know if I want to count it as 5 individual books or just one book. First 6-star of the year. It's so funny to me because I always talk about like, oh, I love dark romance, which I actually do love dark romance, but I've not read any dark romance books at all this year. And after reading this mindfck series, I'm going to get back into it. Like, I love it, and this is why I love it, because I swear to God, I need to read more. And I found quite a few similar books actually. I'm going to add a lot more of dark romance into my TBR for next year. So in 2025, we're going to read a lot more dark romance, guys. I forgot what it was like to kind of enjoy reading. When you're reading a book, like, you can't literally, when I was reading that book, I literally didn't do anything the entire day. Like, after, because obviously you guys saw me read it, and I feel like it consumed my mind. I woke up in the morning the next day, and that was the first thing that came to my mind was that book. Like, I just could not get over it. Like, I need more of that. Again, please check the trigger warning, because like, if you don't have a strong stomach, if you're very sensitive to certain topics, definitely I wouldn't go there, because this book is very, very graphic. The thing is, I feel like it's quite restricted. Oh, wow, words, I'm losing words today. It's quite crypt. Oh my god, it's very detailed. Jesus Christ, what has failed me? It's very, very detailed, and there's some like trigger warning scenes. So I definitely think reading trigger warnings. I know I've said it so many times in this vlog about trigger warnings, but I feel like I need to say more. And then we read A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J Maas, guys. So I rated this book a strong 4-star. The start of it, you guys saw, started off so boring. I think the first 60% of the book was absolute snooze fest, and I was thinking, wait, why do people like this book? Like, am I missing something? Like, people know acotar, like even the non-book girlies have read acotar and everyone's obsessed with this. I'm like, is something wrong with me? I don't get it. Like, what's happening? And then I read the second part when all the trial and challenges started, and I was like, okay, I see it now, and I'm literally gagging for it. But then after I finished it, I watched a short. Larry reads her on YouTube, and she spoke about, like, she had a little like short, and she described like acotar. She said like, the first book is not the best book, but towards the end it keeps you like intrigued for the next series, and it did. I feel like if that second half of that book did not start, I don't think I'll be gagging to start the other part of the series. Now I'm really excited to see where this goes, because I really want to see like recent, oh my god, I'm bad with names. Recent, I keep thinking, like, I'm trying not to like look for any spoilers. I've not looked at any spoilers. I just want to like really get myself into the series when I like do my book, like when I read them. So I'm trying not to like see what's gonna happen. Like, you know, I'm not even reading the blurbs of the other books. I'm not gonna read the blurbs of the third book until I finish the second book, so I just don't have any spoilers basically. But I hope to God that Tasmin guy is not Farah's endgame. I know I keep saying it because I'm thinking about it now, I'm like, that guy is such a pussy. Like, he just sat there and this girl was fighting for her life to save their relationship, and he just stood there, gave her nothing, and then he had the audacity to be jealous. And then she could have died, and you are the one with the special abilities. She's just a flimsy mortal human girl. Reason is the one that stood up to her and is meant to be the villain, but he wasn't to help her. So I'm just like, okay, I think they should be together, and I feel like maybe he has a crush on her, because there's a little thing that happened at the end of the book and I was thinking, ooh, something there. Anyway, so I'm really intrigued to read that. Maybe I've drank the Kool-Aid a little bit, but I feel like apparently book 2 is when you're gagged, because you get into like more of the plot and it's just like better. So I can't wait to do that. And obviously then we read The God of Wrath by Rita Ken, and that was it, and the 4-star read. So yeah, technically we read 8 books, but 4 books in this video vlog, and definitely think a lot of these books are worth the hype. Out of the 4 books I read, I think definitely Love About It is worth the hype. Definitely, I think mindfck, I think it still needs to be more hyped, I think. And acotar, TBC. I think from this first book, I'm intrigued to see what happens. But if I'm basing my opinion on this #1 book, like the first book in the series, I don't think it's worth the hype. God of Wrath, I don't think it's worth that much of a hype as it gets on TikTok. There's no way you could, if you've read a book like mindfck, Capture Me by C.J Robert, like the Twist Me series by Anna Zares, you know, if you read A Button and List by Winner of the Sky, the I Know series by Whitney Biana, like even the Scarred Soul series by Tillie Cole. If you've read books like that, those kind of dark, I feel like you will not be raving as much as you are about the Legacy of the Gods series, because it is good, but I feel like it's literally, I don't know, I just don't think it's worth that much of a hype, in my opinion anyway. So yeah guys, that is the end of this 24-hour reading challenge. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching me read these amazing books. I have a lot of books that have been recommended through BookTok. I actually have a shelf on my Goodreads called BookTok Made Me. My last count, I have 80 books on there that I still need to read, and after reading these 4 books, I feel like I am very, very intrigued to get on the bandwagon and read more TikTok viral books. So I feel like even though they might not be worth the hype, like some of them, but I was still enjoyable to read. It wasn't like a total flop. Sometimes I feel like with BookTok, a lot of books are being like recommended over and over and over again, and sometimes it's quite hard to like break in a new book. I get that about BookTok, but you need to just choose. I think it depends on who you're following. If you're following like hardcore readers specific genre that you want, then again you can get like a variety of book recommendation. I would love to know if you've read any of the books in the series, and if you agree with me, if you think they're worth the hype or not worth the hype, let me know in the comments. Especially if you've read the mindfck series, please let me know. And if you have any recommendation, I'm actually being serious guys, I'm never joking, if you guys have any recommendation with books that similar or like even better, or like just dark romance like that, guys, please do leave me some recommendation in the comments, because I am getting for more, and I'm literally need to like, I can't let this feeling go. Like I want to keep that feeling going with this book, so definitely do leave some recommendations for me in the comments. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe, press the little bell to be notified when I get new videos. And if you've enjoyed this reading vlog, I've linked my playlist of all the other 25 reading vlogs I've done for you to enjoy. So thank you guys, and see you guys in my next video, guys.